Welcome. Today we want to talk about something we call strategic volunteerism.
Yes.
Right now that you're ready to go back to work, or maybe you're pivoting to something new, you have to make time in your schedule to do it because getting a job is a job,
Yes. And
right?
you are doing really valuable work in the
Mhm.
community, and you should be making that work for you.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we want you to just think about these 5 questions that we're going
Yes.
to go through as they relate to each one of the things that you're volunteering for or planning to volunteer for right now.
Yeah.
Okay?
So the first question is a very good
Yeah.
question because it's one that we often don't ask
Yeah.
ourselves when we're volunteering. I'm
Yeah.
actually speaking from prior
Well, I think also we
experience
just
in this.
raise our
Yeah.
hands indiscriminately.
Sometimes we don't even raise our hands.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're like, "Oh, Susan, you're
She
good
could
at
do
this.
it.
She
Yeah.
can do this." So
Yeah.
we want you to ask this question, and it is this job or role a good use of my skills and experience?
Mhm. So just because you can get something done, for example, in our business, when we started, I did all of our legal contracts. Kelly did our bookkeeping. These
Yeah.
are not things either one of us is particularly
Our
skilled
fans
at
of
or
this.
really
Yeah.
actually was very good at it, but we couldn't
Yeah.
afford a lawyer
Yes.
or an accountant yet. But so it's not just can you do it, but is this a good use of what you naturally already do well or what
Yes.
you have learned?
Yes. Does it further the development or advancement of my skills?
Right.
So that's the second question you're going to want to
Right.
answer.
So,
You
for
want to elaborate
example,
on that?
if you are an accountant and you're working as a treasurer
Mhm.
at the PTO, we see
Yep.
that a lot, right?
Yep.
That is a good use of you're developing your skills, you're keeping them current, but maybe you're also advancing them because maybe you're
Right.
learning something new in the process or at least perfecting what you've
Mhm.
already known. That same person who's the accountant who might have been tagged to go do social media posting for the preschool,
Right.
and it might be, something that's really valuable,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not a really good use of her skills. If she wants to be an accountant and continue to or return to accounting, or maybe she's worked in finance and she's pivoting to accounting, she needs ideally to do something that's going to
Right.
advance those skills that she already has.
Yes. And then this one is a good one to ask because you want to grow when you're
Right,
taking on
right,
these
right.
roles. So, will I learn valuable and relevant new skills in
And then
taking on this role?
and the new piece is important. So we have women who work with us who have, career breaks that are
Mhm.
as few as 2 years,
Right.
as many as 26
Right.
years. The longer you're out, the more things change. The language of
Yep.
business change, the culture, and certainly the tools.
Yep.
So again, using that same example, that PTO person might say in that role, you know what, I really need to start learning some more
Yes.
technology. So we had this happen at our PTO.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to move our dues collecting to Stripe.
Yep.
I'm going to learn how to use one of those point of purchase tools that everybody uses right now.
Mhm.
I'm going to move everything from a simple Excel spreadsheet into QuickBooks
Right.
so that I can manage it there. So now you're taking that volunteer experience,
Yeah.
you're learning something new, but you're also directing where you're going to learn it.
Yes.
And so you're giving a benefit to the organization
Yep.
while gaining a benefit for yourself.
Yeah, and it's almost like a little mini like internship in a way,
Definitely,
right? That
definitely.
you're looking at it in
You know,
that lens.
Another example we hear often is
Yeah.
people in marketing, learning how to do email marketing.
Right.
8 years ago, that wasn't a thing, but now
Yes.
there's MailChimp, there's Constant Contact. So learning those platforms.
Yes.
People who are doing Instagram marketing, doing posts now
Yes.
can use
Canva.
exactly
Learning the
Canva.
schedulers that are out
Exactly,
there.
right. So really taking the opportunity to sometimes take the bull by the horns yourself and say, you know what, I'm going to move us onto this platform. A, because it's good for the organization, and B, because it's good for me.
Yeah. Well, and it's also really good to pay attention to where you're going, right? So
Definitely.
making sure, and this is the next question, which is this volunteer role clearly relevant to the job I seek and the industry I want to enter?
Mhm.
So tying those two
Making
together.
that connection.
Yeah.
So when you've taken a career break,
Yep.
and you've watched our videos, you know this. If you've taken any of our programs, you know this. You're going to pitch that.
Right.
It's going to be part of your story and a valuable piece of your story. So you're going to be presenting these volunteer experiences that you've accrued over these years that you've been out as what we call workplace currency.
Yep.
There has to be an easy tie-in. So for example, if I've spent my time doing newsletters and social media
Right.
marketing, but I want to get into law, they don't really connect. Well,
Right.
gee, if I really want to get into law, I should be working as either legal counsel or doing contracts
Yes.
or, some type
Sitting
of
on boards, that
sitting
are
on hiring
reviewing these
boards
things.
or
Mhm.
sitting on an elected board where you're actually working with municipal law. So making sure that that story is easy to tell, that
Right.
there is that kind of obvious connection, or at least a connection that's obvious that you can pitch it.
Exactly. All right. And the last one is
Mhm.
really important. It's important for a number of reasons. Maybe if you don't have that really clear picture,
Right,
um,
right.
but also because we have to make room
Mhm.
for this. And it's this question:
Mhm.
do I enjoy this role and get significant satisfaction out of doing it?
If you're going to do something and not get paid for it,
Mhm.
there needs to be some satisfaction in it.
Yes.
If you're going to take time away from your family
Mhm.
or from your job search,
Yep.
you need to make sure that it's something that's really fueling you. Because as you like to say, I mean, volunteerism can be self-care if it's something that
Absolutely.
really fills you up. All
Absolutely.
right.
Yes.
So if you look at those 5 questions
Mhm.
for each volunteer role that you're either currently filling or planning to fill, and you can answer at least 2 positive questions, then you're in the right place.
Yes.
Then you want to stick with that. But if not, you want to give it to somebody else.
Yes. And we've turned this all into a freebie,
Mhm.
and it's a checklist that you can find in the comment section. If you like what you heard today, you can like and subscribe to our YouTube
Yep.
channel. You can also find more about our programming at www.preparetolaunchu, the letter U.com. Thanks.